In the darkest heart of a remote Alpine village, there lived a creature far more malevolent and nightmarish than any tale you've ever heard. This tale tells of Krampus in his most terrifying form, a legend whispered only among the bravest souls. In this story, the villagers of Grindelwald knew the legend all too well, for they were cursed with an ancient pact that bound them to Krampus, the Christmas demon. Each year, as the winter snow blanketed their quaint town, an ominous hush would fall upon the villagers. The nights grew longer, and the skies darker as the winter solstice approached. On the eve of the darkest night of the year, the children of Grindelwald would gather around their fireplaces, clutching tightly to their bedsheets, and praying that Krampus would not visit. But he always did. The wind howled through the mountain peaks, and the snowflakes danced like malevolent spirits outside. Footprints, much larger and more grotesque than any humans, emerged in the snow. Krampus was coming. In the depths of night, the ground shook with each heavy step as Krampus approached the village. His eyes were bloodshot, filled with a malevolence that could freeze the soul of anyone who met his gaze. His horns, like jagged obsidian spikes, pierced the sky, scraping the moon as he lumbered forward. Krampus's presence twisted the very air, causing the temperature to plummet, and the very walls of the village seemed to shiver in fear. He entered each house without warning, accompanied by the sound of chains that rattled and dragged, like the shackles of lost souls. He carried a sack not filled with gifts, but with an abyss of despair. And from this sack, he pulled out children who had been marked as naughty throughout the year. With each child he claimed, the village heard their anguished screams, muffled and absorbed by the eternal night. Krampus showed no mercy as he punished the wicked. His tongue, long and forked, would flick out to lick the air, savoring the taste of fear. He had a whip, barbed and studded, which he used to lash the unruly children, leaving behind scars that would never heal. Those who were lucky enough to escape Krampus's grasp were left with a warning: behave, or they would suffer a fate far worse than death. The curse of Grindelwald bound them to this monstrous demon, and there was no escape from his wrath. As the night drew to a close, Krampus would retreat into the shadows, leaving the village in shambles. The children who remained could only pray that they had been good enough to escape his terror for another year. But the knowledge that Krampus lurked in the shadows would haunt their dreams and ensure that they were forever on their best behavior. The legend of Grindelwald's Krampus was a horrifying tale that chilled the hearts of all who heard it, a reminder that the darkness of the human soul could call forth terrors beyond imagination. And in that remote, cursed village, the spirit of Christmas was forever tainted by the terrifying presence of Krampus, a legend that would continue to haunt them for generations to come.